exit. Why are there bricks? I don't know, because this game likes to suck your freaking soul out of you and just chew it up and spit it out. This is your sneaky red gem room. Welcome back to another episode of Games on Slow and Bad, where we play games slowly and most often badly. Today we're back in the pyramid, and I'm going to show off something incredibly trolly. Now, you walk in on the left side of this pyramid, which is fine, but you notice what's not underneath this left side? Those sneaky bricks. You then walk down here, you kill two things. It really doesn't give you a reason to go past here. It gives you shadow, and it gives you the aura, which allows you to go through bricks. There's really no reason, except that you see this, you might want to go up here, and eventually have to go up there. But what's this? There's bricks on this other exit. Why are there bricks? I don't know, because this game likes to suck your freaking soul out of you and just chew it up and spit it out. This is your sneaky red gem room. Did I miss it? Yeah, it was in there. I just didn't search around enough. Oh, I'm gonna put a cut in here. Yeah, if you're not careful, that'll get you. I decided quickly against the cut. It does not take that long. Okay, so back in the room, and look, there's nothing in the room, which caused me to go right past it. Oh, there's a red jewel? How would I know that? Oh, you wouldn't. You wouldn't know that, except this game hates you. It hates you, and it hates everything you love and everything you stand for. So, on that bright note, let's hit the third door. This is going to be a short episode. We're going to tackle exactly 2 doors today, and it's going to be great. We're going to love it, and these things are going to abuse us, and it's going to be great. We are 2 red gems of 5 for the pyramid. Why is that important? It's important because we don't want to miss one. We're so close. We're so close I can taste it. I can literally taste victory. As a kid, I never had the patience to do this more than I think maybe once. Oh, God. Oh, these trolly freaking bird things. Oh, this game. Oh, you just want me to use my radar all the time. Yeah, so this game rewards you for searching in a lot of places, and when you are a 10-year-old, I have to say, the #1 thing on my priority list was not searching around to try and find all the freaking jewels, until I figured out that 50 jewels was a thing, and it was worth actually seeing. And when you already had puzzles like this that were somewhat time-consuming and like trolley enemy sets like that, this was, you know, not high on my priority list. I assumed it was just gonna give me like a, you know, an old fish or something, because this game would probably do something like that. Come on. Yep. I would argue that what this game does might even be worse than an old fish. And the reason I say it might be worse than an old fish is it rewards you by not rewarding you. You'll see what I mean after. And you'll agree with me. I almost guarantee it. I have great faith that everyone is going to look at it and go, wow, that's not much of a reward. Now, if this were a Sonic game, you'd get Supersonic, and it'd be great. If this were Mario RPG, you'd get a lazy shell. If this were any other Mario game, you'd be getting a star. You're not getting those things. This is Illusions of Gaia. It's actually funny that Square and Enix eventually did merge into one company, because I find that their handling of things like this is so so similar. It's almost laughable. We're playing Super Mario RPG on the other channel, and the best item in the game that we're eventually going to get is the lazy shell. Now, some people might argue with me that like the what is it, super scarf or any of the other items are better. I'll fight you about it. It's fine. But they never tell you about it. You've got the hieroglyph stone. They never tell you about it. They're never like, hey bud, what you really want to be doing here? You really, really, really want to be going and finding this freaking massive shell, because it's going to make your life so much better. No. Instead, it gives you items if you do extra things, and if you chase it down, and if you waste your time. One of those items you have to walk off of what is clearly a cliff to go get. So basically, they dare suicide and having you jump off a cliff in order to go get this item. And what I will say is that in a video game, while there aren't consequences, very few people are willing to do something that they know is going to cause a game over. I'm sure it has some sort of actual name about it, but people generally treat their gaming avatars the same way they would treat themselves. For instance, there is really no downside. There we go. Found a red jewel. My inventory's full. Well, you know what? Trolley birds. I missed 2 enemies. Well, we can't have me miss 2 enemies. Well, this suddenly became a normal length episode because I'm gonna go hunt down those 2 enemies because this cannot stand. Yeah, I'm sure there's actually a name for it. I just haven't, been troubled to go look for it. But only if you're a speedrunner do you think about things like damage boosting and doing silly things like that, where you're intentionally causing harm to yourself in order to get past a section at a faster clip or do it more efficiently. So that's sort of a psychological thing where, like, I'm not necessarily going to put my person in great mortal danger unless I'm trying for an outcome that, is not engaging in the storyline. Like, if you're engaged in the storyline and you're trying to get Will to the end, to the Tower of Babel, to fight back the evil comet, which I know is insane. If you're trying to do that, your first thought isn't like, you know what I should do? You know what I should do something intentionally dangerous. Is this a free Dan one? This might be a free Dan one. Yeah, your planning isn't like, I'm going to do something intentionally dangerous just to see what happens. Excuse me. So I'm sure that has a name. And it's interesting when you really think about it, because the best players, right, they don't have that fear. But if you're a rational human, you have that fear. So in the last episode, I referenced that I have some new options coming up, and I do, and as we approach the end of this Let's Play, I'm going to drop a few hints. I have procured some options in different consoles. Still retro consoles. Newer than what we have, but not exactly in the modern age, right? What'd I do? Okay, clearly hit your button. Oh, did that just... Okay, cool. Not quite. Modern age games. Still going to show a great deal of rust, which I think is cool and fits with the channel. But some of the best games. I'm not going to go any further than that. I am also efforting to get a console that's older than this onto the channel as well, with some degree of regularity. I'm not going to also divulge much more of that. And I have some new PC ideas once RimWorld is over. I'm not necessarily opposed to eating this slot eventually when it's done with a PC game, but I am trying to limit it. I like classic cartridge gaming. There aren't many options out there for this type of game. I'd like to think that I'm relatively relaxing. And a lot of the other content that's out there is pretty intense. Alright, door number 4. And by intense, I mean, you know, there's just a lot of shouting. And, well, with the Let's Play with Friends series, I reserve the right to be shouting. One of my friends has expressed interest in doing something, and I will almost certainly shout at him. For context, he was my World of Warcraft Warlock, so he was my DPS on the team that I was part of, on my raid group, and he had a propensity to stand in the fire. Mummies! So when they open, their spirit comes out, which is, I think, just amazing. And if they hit you, they don't continue to exist. Super neat. Yeah, so he was my one of my DPSs when I used to play World of Warcraft, eons ago at this point. And I, if we get through 2 minutes without screaming at each other, it's a success. It is an absolute success. People used to get mad when we were on raids together because we'd be in vent and we'd be screaming at each other back and forth. Because he'd be like, "You have to heal better!" And I'd be like, "Don't stand in the fire, idiot!" And he'd be like, "I could stand in the fire if you were a better healer." And that was literally old young me screaming. And I'd like to say I've grown up a lot since then, but I haven't. I have not at all. Not even 1%. Well, I apparently just ate a spirit. Yum yum. These freaking guys. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like one of these eventually becomes a door. But perhaps I'm wrong. Or perhaps it's later in the level. "23 enemies. Jeez. This game, man. Oh, and I need Will. Oh, please, level, give me a portal. Because I'm going to be displeased if I have to redo all this with Will. If this game, you know, you think about it like life, right? If this is, you know, a college experience, this level is the capstone project. And if this level is the capstone project, this is a capstone project made primarily out of the tears of children. Because, man, it gets trolly. Is this just a big loop? Is this some sort of dead end? Oh, this game. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hello. How do I get to you? How do I get to you? Oh, there's like almost certainly something there. That's a thing. Almost certainly that's a thing. Yeah, I'd like to think this content is pretty laid back. I'd like to think that when I will have people on here, that everyone's going to be, you know, relatively chill, relatively cool about everything. And I think that's a big deal, because when I'm listening to YouTube content, I don't necessarily want someone screaming all the time. Like, there's some people, not to just, you know, throw shade, but there's some people who just, it's yelling. It's not anything interesting. It's not about what's going on. It's just yelling. And I can yell. Man, I can yell with the best of them. Ask my team. Man, I can yell. But why am I going to yell? What does that get me? Nothing. Gets me literally nothing. Maybe a few people. Maybe if I actually break some stuff in real life or hurt myself, maybe, you know, maybe they'll get me a few likes and subs. But it's fine. I am A-okay with that. I like to give you an experience that I would enjoy, and I would enjoy listening to people sort of walk through the game, not necessarily as a tutorial, although one could use it like that. I like to see them enjoying the game the same way I enjoy the game. Now, as you can see, there is a definite reason why I am dividing this into multiple episodes. This would be one long super episode, or perhaps two pretty long episodes, or it can be three little shorties, and that's how I'm going. I just realized I've been sitting with my head turned slightly, and all of a sudden my neck is incredibly stiff, which I regret. I regret greatly. Mistakes were made. So as we head off to this next one, as we head off to this next level, let's think about what we have left to do. Oh, we're pretty much in Tower of Babel or bus mode, and that's... Sorry about that life hiccup. Alright, if you do this correctly, you can slide under these things. No big. I am attempting to just get this done. Oh, I hate this. Alright, the trick I find in these rooms coming up with Will is just jump attack, jump attack, jump attack, jump attack, jump attack. It gives you a whole bunch of iframes. Red Jewel. It gives you a whole bunch of iframes, and the iframes are important because you want to make darn sure that, I'm just gonna take this one on the chin. You want to make darn sure that you're not getting owned by these guys. You've got the hieroglyph stone. Ugh, so as you see, I've taken a beating in this level, and if I didn't do the sort of save and health top up, I'd be done. We're gonna try to take these guys out, along with the other enemy that's up the ways a little bit, because we want all of the health and defense top-ups we can humanly get. Alright, this is annoying. The timing on that could just not be worse. Go! Perfect. Unnecessary jewels, go! Oh, didn't get it up. Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh, stupid bird things. Oh god, did I get stuck? Well, this is interesting and painful. That's a new bug I've never seen. I've literally never gotten stuck in a way where that would happen. That's amazing. Oh. Fascinating. I know no one at home finds this fascinating. But anytime I'm stuck somewhere that I've literally never been stuck before, I find that just so interesting. Okay, we're going to charge down this and get extra speed. Oh, we might die. Yep, we're probably going to die. We're going to take a tactical herb break. Not something I enjoy doing, but at this point, I just need the extra 5. We're going to wait for the next drop down. Start the spin, and nope, I messed that up. I messed that up bad. This is great. This is great. I love this. Yes. Was it worth it for just that one strength upgrade? You tell me. The answer is no. No, it wasn't worth it, and I just wasted a whole bunch of time. So, hey, that puts us back at the start, which is a good place to call it. Thank you again for watching. You obviously have a lot of options out there. Hopefully you found this fun. If you did, hey, hit comment, like, subscribe below. Hit me up with any feedback. Hit me up with what you'd like to see next. We are so close to the end of this series, which is a little bit of a bummer. But at the same time, you know, we've gone through this entire game, and we're going to have it at pretty much 100%. We're going to have a good quality lore run going. So yeah. Keep that in mind when you're thinking what we can do next. I love lore runs. So, hey, obviously I have a bunch of options when it comes to things you can watch online. Thank you for choosing this. Thank you. And have a good night.